Hello guys, welcome to a new video with your favorite host, Nindra. Today, as suggested by a YouTube commenter, or whatever I can call him, we'll cover some fun things about Freakz history of top guilds and top players in terms of PvE progress. And yeah, this should be quite fun. I mean, it's history, but it's a history taken from a fun point of view. So we'll just discuss about players, famous players of these guilds that you can see on the left side, and we'll discuss about each patch individually to sort of get a timeline of what the dramas and what the exploits were back in the good days. So first of all, we are starting with the Siege of Ogrimmar. Um, at that time, it was quite a nice patch actually. I really enjoyed the patch. I didn't actually start to play in, let's say, hardcore progress, if I can use that term on fucking Freakz. But yeah, I didn't start to play into a really good guild until the end of the patch. Um, but there weren't actually many things exploited. There were only two considerable things. So first of all, we got this guy who was a boomkin, and he or a friend of him discovered an exploit on Druid that would increase your haste significantly, like thousands of fucking times or something like that. So what the guy did, he hopped into a Siege of Ogrimmar raid. They went to the second boss on 10-man heroic, and the boss was AoE. So it had phases, and the boss lasted more than I don't know, 3 minutes, something like that, with a, let's say, reasonable group back in the time. Um, and the guy used that exploit, and they killed the boss with I think 26 seconds on the timer. So yeah, that got shown on the website. The GMs investigated, and that guy was the first guy to get permabanned for using like an exploit. Since I joined fucking Freakz on MOP in terms of PvE, and yeah, that was pretty much the most famous thing back in the day, something like that. I guess so. I can't really remember anything else. Uh, for classified, we don't really have anything. No players were actually exploiting other than using the haste exploit, which was known and used by everyone, and wasn't fixed and wasn't banned either. Um, the only other considerable thing is Unleashed. So when Malkorok got released, Unleashed killed the boss first, and they accidentally discovered an exploit in which made the boss not do anything after, I don't know, the first phase or some shit. So it was just like a training dummy with one or two spells working, and they killed the boss. But since no one figured out how the boss bugged, not even nowadays, no one knows how the fuck that boss bugged. Um, they didn't get banned, and they were allowed to keep the kill and so on. But yeah, other than that, there was not many things that interesting on Siege of Ogrimmar or the MOP. Things were quite decent. People wouldn't get banned for more than a month. The ban usually lasted 7 days, so yeah, Shocker was more forgiving back in the day. Um, okay, so moving forward to the fun stuff. Okay, let's actually do some famous players. So it's not about exploit or something, but some famous players from back in the day. So let's see. We actually had Power was tanking for progress. We had Brigade who was tanking as well. We had Well, we had Xerox. Was pretty much the best warlock DPS. And what else? I think that's pretty much it. Like, no other players really showed any significance. We can just give like Lemon Bunny and Ascari some honorable mentions for being Dishy Priest basically, because Dishy was busted as fuck. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I think they didn't do anything bad or some shit, but yeah, there are famous players in the progress times. What else? Now we move to Emerald Nightmare. Legion starts. Oof, big fucking oof. It was such a fun time. I mean, it was fun after the first fucking 3 days of constant crashes. But it was fun. Like when we joined the server, me and some friends. I was in the Forgotten Heroes back then when we joined Legion. Me and the friends there joined in the first second the server actually started, and we would do one level or 2 levels, kill a few mobs, do levels, get fucking rollback because it was crashing every now and then. Like I think every minute was a crash, but it was fun. Like we had a lot of fun. In terms of exploits, okay, so many exploits started on Legion. Holy shit! Like even now, you know, there are so many exploits. But there were on the Emerald Nightmare, people weren't using actual like busted exploits. So from Forgotten, I think he was in Forgotten. No, he moved to Classified after. So we got Lemon Bunny, who was abusing something on fire, and he was doing like really high DPS on Fire Mage, and we got our famous boy, Schiffer, who made the glorious fucking legendary reported. And I quote, "This guy uses something, but I don't know what." End of report. That was the whole report, and they actually went and found a bug about Fire Mage. That it was the funniest shit. Nowadays, if you say, that guy is doing too much DPS, he must be exploiting, people just ban you instead of them because you're annoying. But yeah, it was a funny thing that back in the day. Lemon actually spent like hours and hours trying to find things on Fire Mage, and hands off, he was like the best the Fire Mage at the start of the Emerald Nightmare. From Classified, do we have anyone else? We do not. On none of the bosses. I was raiding Classified back then, and we actually didn't exploit anything. Yeah. So we tried to do something to Xavius, like relog to not get dream and such, but we didn't. It was a bad thing, so we didn't when we killed the boss. And we actually didn't want to get banned, but yeah, that's the second part. I think that's it for Classified. Forgotten Heroes, Emerald Nightmare. We had some issues because when I joined, as I said, in Forgotten Heroes, the guildmaster was having some real life things to do. The officers were also busy, so the guild kind of fell apart at the beginning of the patch. So me and my friends moved to Classified. So nothing really happened in Emerald Nightmare. The only thing that is worth mentioning is that they fucking changed. So on the round first race on Xavius, they changed the script from scenarios. So basically, they fixed the wall mechanic, and that was the one-shot mechanic. So they fixed it, and we were unaware of it. So when we started the boss, we got fucking bodied by the wall. But that didn't raise too much drama. It was just an annoying thing, and we weren't announced that it was fake, so it was a negative surprise. For Unleashed, nothing really. They didn't do shit. So Strawberry, Poppy Kisses, and Indecisive, we got no action in these patches. They weren't even made. For famous players, all Frost DKs because they were busted. What else? We don't really have any other players that are worth mentioning. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, we are skipping Trial of Valor. There's not much to say about that. There weren't things to exploit. Oh, okay, other than the Heli exploit. So basically, the story goes like that. Guilds were trying to progress Helia. It was classified, unleashed, and forgotten. We in classified we stopped after I don't know a few days because we couldn't get to kill the boss for some reason. And there were still people from Unleashed and Forgotten trying to kill the boss. So the people from Forgotten actually found out that if you use only melees and only one tank, the boss will not spawn orbs or will have something in regards to that. So you would get only one or two orbs, and you could just stack melees. If you had the more melees, the better. So they only had like healers or range and one range DPS or some shit. So yeah, that was the exploit, but it was more of an abuse rather than an exploit. So they killed the boss. So only Forgotten did something in regards to Trial of Valor. Everything else was fine, pretty much. Okay, we move into the fun times. We go into Nighthold. What can we say about Nighthold? We had some action for all the guilds, pretty much, besides Indecisive. No, we had some Indecisive action. So, Classified. They didn't actually do anything the whole patch. No, they were literally trash the whole patch. The Forgotten Heroes were pretty much our competitors because back in that time I was in Unleashed with some friends of mine. So we and them fought for round first and killing bosses and some shit. So in terms of exploits, we got nothing on the first three bosses. We had some minor exploits that I reported in regards to Spellblade that were fixed later, but it was nothing that, let's say, game crashing or shit like that, and they were not really known. There was the exploit actually on Trilliax. If you stood under Trilliax when he casted the laser and didn't move, you wouldn't get hit. So that was exploited by Equinox and some other people, but I forgot which guild. Yeah, I don't really remember which guild. Exilium, okay, Exilium, yeah. And no one got banned, but yeah, the exploits were there. We move forward to other bosses. We had what else? Not much until we get to the last bosses. Okay, so on the last bosses, we had let's start with Star Ogre because that was the most scuffed shit ever. The boss got released by a developer from Brazil or some shit, and he didn't fix shit. So every mechanic the boss casted was casted single target on tank. So even the AoE mechanic that was supposed to affect players, it was just casted on tank. So what happened is that people from Forgotten tried to do it. They killed it because it was a fucking dummy, and they didn't want to show the video on the kill. So there is where the drama started. So they said that they will show the video to Shocker only when Unleashed, aka us, will also kill the boss, because they killed the boss one day after it got released, and we didn't try it that day, so it was bugged, but whatever. And the second day, the boss was fixed, and we went to try it then, but the boss was actually working, not as intended because it had a lot of bugs, but yeah, it was working. So because of the last phase of the boss, when the ad spawns, the ad was doing double the damage. So every 2 or 3 casts, it would one-shot the raid. So uh, we had to use Bloodlust and everything on the ad, so it dies. So yeah, it was retarded. But after 300 pulls, we managed to kill the boss. We sent a video to Shocker, they sent a video, and yeah, they got the kill removed because they killed the boss when it was bugged. That was the little drama. It was a lot of fun. um, we moved to the fun part, the drama from Elisand. Uh, so we we as Unleashed got all the, I think we got 4 or 5 kills on Elisan before anyone uh, has actually managed to kill her, which was quite retarded because she wasn't that hard. Um, but yeah, so when the Forgotten Heroes killed it, I was actually watching them because I was a GM back in the time. So I was randomly checking what they are doing, and I found a guy, Lumbrella, which was actually played by someone else, um, who was teleporting using teleport hacks to avoid rings. And yeah, imagine that. So I caught it. I had someone else to take a video for me, and the guy got permabanned, and the raid got banned as well. It was quite a, but let's say, a memorable night because Shocker was did an announcement before he was actually going to ban them. So everybody on global was just waiting. The global chat was disabled. Shocker banned them. Um, Actually, Power has a video of that on his channel, and yeah, it was glorious. It was funny as hell, dude. Um, yeah, that was pretty much it. We move to Unleashed. So for Unleashed, we had some some minor exploits. So the guys from Forgotten were really mad at us because yeah, we got them banned, and they tried to get us banned. And back in the time, there was a trinket called Eyasu Mulligan. So that shit was just an unused trinket that gave you stats, and people actually realized that you can use the trinket and unequip it and get your actual trinket to, and also keep the buff. So people were using that in the opener. So they banned us for it, even though I got proof that it was viable on retail back in the time as well. So yeah, that wasn't so fun, but it sparked a little drama. Um, Other than that, we don't really have anything else. No, that's pretty much it. That was the big drama. It was fun. Um, so the drama after Real first. Um, so me and some friends were discussing about starting a new guild after killing Gul'dan Real first, either us or whatever guild kills it. And what happened was that people found out, of course, from the guild, and they got pissed off and some shit because they already knew that we are going to leave the guild after the boss dies, after Gul'dan on Mythic dies. And yeah, after the boss was killed by a merged guild of Classified and Forgotten. Me and some friends formed a new guild called Strawberry Poppy Kisses. Actually, the first guild was God Complex, but back at that time I was a GM, and Choker told me that I can't make my own guild. But I cared more about my friends than the staff position I had. So yeah, so I did it anyway. I got removed from the staff. I got permabanned on my accounts. I got 2 of them permabanned in one night, and the third one in the second day or some shit like that. And then I donated another character. I negotiated with Shocker to let us at least go Alliance, and so we can just get some content done on Alliance as well. So he lets us alone and make our own guild. We moved to Alliance, and yeah, the drama was over. But yeah, I spent a lot of money just with that situation happening, which was not fine. But whatever, we got the guild made. For indecisive, there's nothing I know because I had some things with university, so I quit for a few months, and they were there when I came back. There are a lot of famous, let's say, players on Nighthold. So we got myself. We got Warlocks, where fucking we got Milk was doing more damage than all the Warlocks on the server on Destra spec, and no one knew why. What else? Oh, can we forget Gladys, our fucking emote on the Discord? Gladys, the Pepega hunter. He got thrown off the platform at Gul'dan so many times that it's so funny. We have videos of that shit happening. But yeah. Also, a brief mention. So there are also some players that got banned for exploiting. So in Neltarian's Lair, on the worm boss, Naraxas, if you were to LOS the boss when you started, the boss would reset to mythic 0. So if you were doing a key of 20 something from 700 or 600 million HP or whatever the fuck the HP was, you would get him down to 40. So that was a nice exploit to push keys on Altarian. And Gladys, Boom Boom, who else? C-Def, and someone else was in the raid, but I forgot who. They exploited that in Altarian, and our boy Chief Gladys, the smartest boy on the planet, actually filmed how they exploited it, and he posted a video, and that got them banned. Like, what the fuck? Who records exploits and posts them? Dude, what? It was really funny, but yeah, whatever. And I think that was pretty much it. We got anyone else? Not that I want to mention. So let's see, from Unleashed, no. From Forgotten, no. Classified, no. I mean, I can mention Mega for like actually keeping the guild together and like encouraging them and like pushing players together. Reinforced on Gul'dan. Like he was the main guy to take care of the guild. On Tomb of Sargeras, we have some fun happened until now, but it's not really related to raiding because there are not really things that we can call exploits. There are still some dungeon exploits, people getting banned for raiding with players that use exploits or doing dungeons, and the bans are really severe, and yeah, not that funny, to be honest. Like you're afraid to do a high key and use abilities because you might get banned. That's how the situation is right now. Like players don't want you to do high keys anymore because yeah, you might get fucking banned for no reason. I mean reasons, but not reasons within uh let's say reasonable limit. It's not really fun. Um, but yeah, what else we have on Tom of Sargeras classified? We actually don't have a lot of drama. Like since the patch started, we didn't really have a lot of drama. We have the same idiots who keep creating drama, like Lechenu and whoever else, Hexaban, who are speaking, and to some limit Schiffer. But other than that, not really. We are quite casual. Like we are nice to each other to a reasonable limit. But yeah, in terms of exploits, on the raids, there weren't exploits. We had some minor bugs or some minor smart use of game mechanics which were not implemented. Um, in terms of classes, we got fucking bugged hunters and bugged monks who are doing damage, but not really exploits. We had also Apex who got banned. We got Luxana, Seratar, pretty much them two, who got banned for using something that was viable on retail in terms of Mythic Plus. So that's what I was talking about, Mythic Plus and getting banned for bugs that are considered bugs on Freakz, but they were not actual bugs on retail. So it's not that fun. But yeah, they got permabanned. We got some new drama with legendary farms from killing the same boss in EOA and such. We got Don Luciano, who got banned recently. We got a lot of players that got their legendaries removed. And yeah, other than that, just a lot of mutes, some random bans. No one actually exploits. Also, Apex was indecisive. What else? There's nothing happening in Lalish. They are dead this patch. Forgotten has been disbanded. Okay, okay. Last story. So at the end of Nighthold, players found out about a bug that would let you increase your damage by I don't know how much, like tens of times. Players were just unequipping their weapon while fighting a dummy or some shit. So the dummy was the problem, the exploit, and they would get an increase in their stats, and they would just do like 30 million hits or something like that. Like Warlocks got used that exploit in Forgotten Heroes. It was oof, I don't remember his name of the Warlock. Uh, 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 yeah, not really. Oh, well, wait. It was actually, I think it was Xerox. Oh, sorry. Uh, so it was Xerox who got them banned. It was end of Nighthold, but whatever, put Tom Bosser again. But yeah, here's the exploits on Gul'dan Heroic. The GMs found out, they disbanded the guild and they took away their achievement, the round first Gul'dan, and every round first basically. So that was the end of Forgotten Heroes, pretty much, which was kind of sad. Also, I forgot about this. Sony, pretty much, he was the best Warlock in terms of also damage and mechanics on Siege of Orgrimmar. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Like fucking 30-minute video, but it's whatever. Hope you enjoyed. You'll not watch everything because it's too long, but yeah, whatever. See ya.